The Eagles won a game, and if you watched yesterday's show, I wanted a decisive win. I talked about style points, and I talked about a couple of other things, but for the most part, I wanted to leave the game saying the Eagles are the better football team. That is clear, and the Eagles now are ready to march into the home stretch here. And this is a Super Bowl team. This is a team that can win the Super Bowl this year. This is a team that can win the NFC. Let's go. And that is exactly how I feel after last night's game. My grandfather and pretty much every sports radio caller that I've ever taken that is now over the age of 65 or 70 would always say, how you win championships is running the football and playing great defense. And young, cocky, wise-ass John Marks would kind of laugh and say, it's about quarterback play. It's not about running the football on defense. You're a freaking dinosaur. Well, with this team right here, the key to them and the path for them, and they're at their absolute best when they're running the football because this defense is dominant. We've seen it now for 6 straight weeks, and their running game is dominant. When the Eagles have been at their best, winning the Super Bowl in 2017, going back to the Super Bowl in 2022, they have run their offense through their running game. It's no different this year. When you can run the football, when you're not overly relying on the pass, and you can, in the fourth quarter, just say, hey, we're going to run the football. You're not going to stop us. We're going to chew up clock. We're going to score. Game over. That's what they did last night. That's what they've done a number of times this year. And it's awesome. It is. It is fantastic. I can't say enough about Saquon Barkley, and we have so many different things to talk about and angles to talk about here. But Saquon Barkley, and I kind of want to wait till later to talk about it, but he leads the league in carries. He leads the league in rushing yards. Now he's got a game in hand, but he has been nothing short of one of the best signings that this franchise has ever made. It's through 10 games, but still, he's on pace to nearly run for 2,000 yards. Look at his numbers, 5.8 yards per carry. Last night, didn't get going early. Through 3 quarters, only had 69 yards on 20 carries. Boom! 6 carries, 77 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. 2 long touchdown runs, too. That's where this team is at their best. This is the template. This is what the Eagles are going to do. This is how they're going to try to win. This is how they're hopefully going to win. And then Jalen Hurts, you're not relying on him having to throw the ball 30 times, 40 times a game. Hurts bad in the first half last night. Great in the second half. 8 for 9, 120 yards. Just like an overall, not a flashy win, not one of these wins where the Lions are scoring 40-some points and they're winning by 30 points. The Washington Commanders are a very good young football team, and I've watched pretty much every game they've played, whether it's on Red Zone or whatever, on national TV. They're a really good team, and their offense did not look good last night. They had the 4th-ranked offense coming into the game. Jaden Daniels is a dynamic rookie. They have 2 running backs that are physical inside and outside runners that can chunk up, that can chew up yards, that can really be the way that they operate from the offense. Daniels makes plays, he runs around a little bit, and you hand the ball off to 1 or 2 running backs. They couldn't get it going last night. Eagles defense was dominant again. Play great defense and run the football. That's this team. And then Jalen Hurts makes big plays when he needs to make big plays. No bigger play last night than the following 2 plays. The first, I'm just going to throw this out there. Grant Calcaterra with the play of the game. Hustling down, following his battery mate as a tight end, Dallas Goedert, who's wide freaking open. Hurts finds him. He's running down the right sideline. They stripped him. And Calcaterra, when that ball came out, I just thought there was going to be 3 Commanders around the ball, and it'd be an easy scoop up. Boom. Washington gets the ball back. And it's like, damn, momentum changing. Calcaterra got it. That was such a huge swing in the game, such a huge spot in the game. And then this part right here, this point right here. And it feels like when it was happening last night, it's like, hang on, this has happened with the Eagles and with Nick Sirianni before. Commanders going for it on 4th down when they had an opportunity to kick a field goal and take the lead. So think about it. We're about midway through the 4th quarter. Washington's down 12-10. Eagles just scored a touchdown, but Jake Elliott missed the extra point. More on him coming up in a little bit. So it's 12-10. Washington drives down the field. Made it look pretty easy. 2nd and 1 on the Eagles' 25-yard line. Jalen Carter and the Kobe Dean stuff Brian Robinson, no gain. Now it's 3rd down. And they go for it again. And this is where BG, and man, listen, I have so many things to talk about from this game. But this is where BG and Zack Baun get into the backfield, and BG gets a tackle for a loss. Boom. Loss of 1. So now it's 4th and 2. I was shocked because you're at the 27-yard line, so it's a 44-yard field goal. I was shocked that they went for it, that Dan Quinn decided to go for it. Your offense isn't playing well. This is one of these NFC East games. You take the points, you take the lead, and then you see what happens, right? You hope it changes momentum, and now you got to stop him. He goes for it. Bad snap. The play had very little chances of working, but then Jalen Daniels gets it, and he gets around the corner a little bit. And just watching the game in real time, it's like, oh, bleep. Almost a fumble, but now he's going outside. No, Zack Baun closed on that in a second. The closing speed on this defense from the linebackers and the guys in the secondary is tremendous. They look young and fast in their back seven because they are. And Zack Baun made a huge play. Stopped them. Boom. Eagles get the ball. And then a late interception by Reed Blankenship, who just seems to be Johnny on the spot in so many different games with late interceptions. Eagles win. And this wasn't the Browns and the Giants and the Jags or Cooper Rush and the Cowboys. This was the number 4 offense coming in the Lincoln Financial Field. I wanted to feel like the Eagles were the better team leaving this game, and there was no decision about it because the Eagles are the better team, and they have already arrived. And Washington last night, you found out, good young team, good young quarterback. They're not there yet. Not on the road, not on Thursday Night Football. And the Eagles, by not necessarily doing it the conventional NFL way in 2024, which is throwing the ball. They just ran the ball down the Commanders' throat in the second half. How about Kenny Gainwell on the one drive that set up a Jalen Hurts touchdown, rushing touchdown? And I'm definitely one of the people that when Saquon comes out and you put Gainwell in, and a lot of times it's in the red zone, so that's why I don't like it. But it's like, oh, what are you putting Gainwell in? You need a good second running back. Gainwell was going in between the tackles. He was going right up the gut. He had 4 runs on that drive that set up a touchdown where he was instrumental. They didn't have to go to the pass. We're going to run the ball down your throat, and you know it's coming, and you can't stop it. That was the Eagles' MO in 2017 and in 2022, and they're doing it again. Gainwell looked good last night. It's everything is rounding into where you want it to be at this point. The Eagles are 8-2. They lead the NFC East by a game and a half over Washington, and they started 8-2 or better in 3 straight seasons for the first time in franchise history. 8-2, 3 straight years. First time ever. We know what happened last year. This team's not collapsing like last year.